An individual was arrested following the burning of a non-profit organization's headquarters.
And it was a breezy afternoon here in Portales. Find out more on my first weather forecast.
And KENW is having an event-filled month. All of that and more right now.
This is News 3 New Mexico, your local source for news, sports, and first weather.
Welcome back to News 3 New Mexico. I'm Corbin Shaner.
And I'm Lyndon Cairo. Thank you so much for watching.
Unofficial results are out for counties across New Mexico from Election Day yesterday. News 3 New Mexico has some info on these results and what you can expect. In Roosevelt County, Michael Davidson has taken the most votes so far in the election for mayor of Portales. In Roosevelt, Lee, and Curry counties, general obligation bonds to fund improvements to school grounds and tech for students have mostly yes votes so far. In Lee County, additional proposals to use property tax to fund education and hospital improvements have also proven popular. Curry County appears to have voted against new gross receipt taxes, which would have been used to fund city improvements and improvements to city park and recreation facilities. The second vote is a close contest, with 39% voting yes and 51% voting no in the official count. More unofficial results for your local elections can be found on the New Mexico Secretary of State website, such as school board and city council elections. The result will become official after they've been reviewed and certified by officials. A woman accused of starting a fire at a nonprofit group's warehouse in Albuquerque was arrested just over 1 year after the incident occurred. Investigators believe 39-year-old Samantha Lee caused the blaze at the Oliver Rigby Foundation's building on Menaul near University on October 14, 2024. The fire not only destroyed the building, but also wiped out the organization's donations meant for animal shelters. In November 2024, Albuquerque police issued an arrest warrant for Lee as she was allegedly seen on surveillance video igniting fires at 2 boarded-up windows, an out-of-order sprinkler control box, and a door, according to court documents. Lee was booked into the Metropolitan Detention Center on Monday and released on personal reconnaissance the following day. She is charged with arson over $20,000.
The Carlsbad Police Department is investigating a fatal shooting during a reported home invasion last Thursday evening. According to the police, 46-year-old Michael Brooks Rawl unlawfully entered a residence while the homeowner was inside. The homeowner encountered Rawl and shot him during a confrontation, and Rawl was pronounced dead on the scene. The incident was reported shortly after the break-in occurred. Officers arrived quickly and secured the area. Investigators are continuing to collect evidence and interview witnesses. At this time, the identity of the homeowner has not been released and no charges have been filed.
The holiday season is right around the corner, and the Clovis Police Department is proud to announce the return of their Cops and Kids program. Now in its 18th year, this cherished annual tradition brings smiles, hope, and holiday cheer to Clovis children and families in need. Thanks to the generosity of local businesses in the Clovis community, they've been able to make Christmas brighter for hundreds of children by providing funds to shop for gifts and other necessities. Their goal this year is to bring the same level of joy to at least 100 kids, and hope to match the previous year's shopping budget of $100 per child. For many families, this program helps turn a difficult Christmas into a magical one. If you'd like to make a donation that will go straight towards helping these families have a memorable Christmas, the Clovis PD asks for checks or money orders made out to CPOA and for them to be dropped off at the Clovis Police Department.
Well, it was a breezy afternoon here in Portales, and hopefully the winds die down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm glad it didn't blow away when I walked here.
Yeah, but it's back in the 70s. I want to wear my jacket.
Before I get into current temperatures, let's take a look at our wind speeds that we had currently in the Eastern Plains. You've seen we had a gust of 20 miles per hour earlier in Portales. That has died down. You're seeing about 10 miles per hour between Roswell and Portales now, even in the Lubbock area. As we take a look at our current temperatures, we're seeing 61 here right now in Portales, 57 up in Clovis, down in Hobbs is 75, and then good old Lubbock, Texas at 66 currently. As we take a look at our current radar, no precipitation in the radar. We are just seeing a little bit of cloud cover moving towards the east. As we look at the next couple days here in Portales, we've seen today we had a high of 83 with partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow is going to be 86 with sunny conditions, and then Friday is going to be also at 78 with sunny conditions. I'll have more on my full weather forecast about tomorrow's lows. Back to you, London.
The Food Bank of Eastern New Mexico will have an emergency drive-through food distribution this Saturday. to help the ongoing challenges SNAP recipients are facing. SNAP recipients, federal employees, and active duty military are all eligible as long as they bring proof of a SNAP card, military ID, or proof of federal employment. The distribution will happen at the Portales and Clovis locations starting at 8:30 a.m. To each household will receive 18 items including rice and beans, juice, canned meat, and pasta, as well as a dozen eggs.
On this day in 1872, female activist Susan B. Anthony attempted to cast a vote for the presidential election, which followed her arrest. Anthony devoted 5 decades of her life to being a women's activist, where she fought for equal pay, abolition for slavery, and women's right to vote. On the day of the election, she protested that the 14th Amendment gave rights to anyone of U.S. citizenship, which she claimed she had. She and 14 other women attempted to vote, which was followed by her arrest in 1872. She died before women were given the right to vote in 1920, but her work will be remembered like any other activist.
Do you love all animals or even just alpacas? If you do, then I have wonderful news for you. This is a walk and talk alpaca farm tour. You will have the opportunity to learn a lot about these animals and even get to meet some. Each of the alpacas have a different story behind them, and they will share them all. To participate in this event, you must purchase your tickets online. This event is on November 8th at 2 p.m. in Clovis at the Alpaca Farm. Remember to wear closed-toed shoes and bring a water bottle for your family. Come on out and enjoy the fun time with these alpacas.
Today's news 3 pet of the day is Thor, sent in by Cassie Stadman. Thor is a Sphinx cat, and he is the sweetest little cuddle bug. He is easygoing and loves nothing more than snuggling up under a blanket and soaking up the sun. He has 2 siblings, Loki and Jane Foster.
If you would like a chance to have your pet on News 3, send some photos of them to news3nm@enmu.edu along with their name, age, and something you love about them.
Coming back to the break, Jaden Wallace's full weather report.
So make sure you stay tuned, but let's take a look at today's financial market.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. Glad you could tune back in to see my full weather forecast. As we take a look at our current radar for the U.S., we're seeing a lot of rain in the northwest, especially up in the Portland area, all moving towards the east, all going towards the Toronto area. Here in New Mexico, not seeing much precipitation at all, just a little bit of cloud cover up north, moving towards the panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma. Here in the eastern plains, we're seeing a little bit of cloud cover as well, kind of moving east towards the West Texas area, but no precipitation in our future radar. As we take a look at our current temperatures, we are seeing 63 right now in Santa Fe, 72 in Albuquerque, 71 in Socorro, 61 in Santa Rosa. Up north in Raton, you're seeing 58, Clayton at 52. Here in Portales, we are seeing a current temperature of 61, and then Clovis, New Mexico, 57, Hobbs, New Mexico at 75, and then Lubbock, Texas at 66 currently. As we look at Tonight here in Portales, we're going to see low of 38 with clear skies, winds out of the east-southeast at 4 miles per hour. Speaking of winds, let's take a look at our wind forecast. We're going to see that we're going to have a bit of a breeze tonight at 4 miles per hour at 11 p.m. And then into the evening hours, into the morning, winds are going to dip down and it's going to be a nice, calm morning for the morning commute. As we take a look at tonight's lows, you're going to see 33 up in Farmington. You got freezing temps in Gallup at 27. Albuquerque is going to be at 42 tonight. Santa Fe is going to be at 37. Up in Raton, you're also going to have that freezing point at 30. Clayton's going to be at 41, and then Santa Rosa also at 41. Here in Portales, we're going to see a low of 43 tonight. Clovis also at 43. Tucumcari at 39. Up in the Panhandle of Texas, in Amarillo is going to be at 42. Lubbock is going to be at 49 tonight. As we take a look at tomorrow in Portales, we're going to see a high of 82 with mostly sunny skies. Winds out of the west-southwest at 19 miles per hour. As we take a look at tomorrow's highs across the state of New Mexico, we're going to see 66 up in Farmington, 68 in Gallup. In Albuquerque, you're going to see a high of 74. Santa Fe is going to be at 69. Here in Portales, we're going to have a high of 82, and then Clovis 80. Up in Tucumcari is going to be 83. Lubbock, Texas at 85, and Amarillo, Texas at 82. As we take a look at tomorrow night's lows, you're going to see fall-like temps, especially up north. You're going to have 32 up in Clayton, 42 up in Clayton, 32 in Raton, 36 in Santa Fe, 42 in Albuquerque, and then in the northwest, you're going to see 36 in Farmington, freezing in Gallup. Here in Portales, we're going to see tomorrow night is going to have a low of 38, so is Clovis, 39 up in Amarillo, and then Lubbock, Texas is going to be at 41. As we take a look at our 7-day forecast for Tucumcari, you're going to see tomorrow is going to have a high of 82 with windy conditions, low of 40, and then Friday is going to be 72. Saturday, throughout the weekend, you're going to be high 60s, high 50s. And then next week, you're going to see 67 on Monday and then 75 on Tuesday, 72 on Wednesdays. You're going to have a low of 29 on Sunday, and then it just jumps to the 30s for lows. As we look at Carlsbad, it's about the same story. You're going to have a high of 87 tomorrow with a low of 49. And then throughout the weekend, you're going to have the 80s. And then next week, we're going to start Monday off at 69, with the low of 36, and then 82 next Tuesday and 79 next Wednesday. As we take a look here in Portales, though, we are seeing a high tomorrow of 82 with a low of 42. And then Friday, sunny conditions, 73, low of 45. Throughout the weekend, you're going to see Saturday at 70 with a low of 33. And then Sunday is going to be 58 with a low of 32. And next week, we're going to have a high of 78. So, fall-like temps, but still feels like a little bit of summer, too, in the afternoons.
Yeah, that's right. I'm glad we're having good weather. That's all we have for you right now. Join us after the break.
Welcome back, sports fans, to News 3 New Mexico. I'm Lorenzo Solis, and let's take a dive into today's report. The NMU Greyhounds were coming off a big win against Western New Mexico, and were hoping to keep that momentum going. The Sul Ross State Lobos came to town hoping to jumpstart their season with a win over the Hounds. The Lobos took the opening kickoff, and 9 plays later, they were in the end zone. With the Lobos up to 7-0, the Hounds responded with a touchdown of their own, but missed the point after. The Lobos hit a 25-yard field goal and ended the first quarter with a 10-6 lead. The Hounds opened the second quarterback with back-to-back touchdowns, and it took a 20-10 lead in halftime. The Hounds came out from the break and put 7 more points on the board. The Lobos came back with a score 4 plays later, then added another field goal for a 17-20 Hounds lead. The Hounds started with a fourth with 2 touchdowns, pushing their total to 40. The Lobos came back with 2 touchdowns, making it a 40-34 Hound lead. The Lobos, on the last possession of the game, pushed the ball down to the Hounds' 2-yard line. The Hounds were able to make a big comeback stop and come away with a win, putting them at a 3-6 on the season. The Hounds continue to put up with big rushing numbers, running 444 yards. The Hounds also had a big defensive game, with J.J. Silver having his best game as a Hound with 7 tackles and 2 pass breakups. The Hounds next travel to Midland, Texas to take on the Falcons of the University of Texas Permian Basin. Game time is 6 p.m. and you can watch the game on Flow College. Rodeo finished up the 4th place with both men and women at Texas Tech University Rodeo. Jacob Walters won the all-around title for men, scoring 145 points in team roping and 110 points in steer wrestling for team roping. Walters was partnered with Tegan Rokame, the duo earning 3rd in long round and splitting 1/2 in the short go. On his own, Walters finished with 4.9 seconds in steer wrestling. He followed with a 6.1 second run. Texas Tech alum Mackenzie Dermondi scored 140 points, all in goat time, with a time of 8.4 seconds and 8.4 seconds in the short go. Eastern Rodeo has one more rodeo to complete this season. They will be at Clarendon College from November 13th to the 15th. Greyhound women's volleyball played against Adams State on the road last night in a grueling 3-0. Adams State won. However, our Greyhounds still put on a fight. Junior outside hit leader led the offensive with 7 kills and 2 digs. Amaya Speller aided with 7 kills and 5 blocks. Imani Brown contributed defensively with 9 digs and 2 assists. Our Lady Hounds play at home tomorrow and Friday for the final 2 regular season matches. Thursday match is at 6 p.m. against St. Mary's. Friday game is at 2 p.m. against St. Edward's for senior night. Go out and support our Greyhounds. And rounding us out for tonight, and this is one I've been dying to talk about, it's the MLB. And they did it. The Dodgers won another World Series, and it was a nail-biter. The 7th game in the World Series was a tied one, as 2 Blue Giants tried to get any kind of advantage over the other. At first, it seemed it was going to be Toronto's night with their 3-point lead into the 4th inning. But it was exactly in the 4th quarter that the Dodgers picked up the slack and started catching up and tying the game by the 10th inning, 4-4, until the Dodgers' own Will Smith hit a home run slugger. The Dodgers needed to win the game, and in the 11th inning, the Dodgers ended the night with a double play on Toronto after Alejandro Kirk hit a bat-busting swing that flew straight into the first and second bases, giving us another closer for the night. That's all I have for y'all folks tonight, but don't you worry, we'll be back at the desk with Corbin and Lemon after the break.
Welcome back. The Fall Saxophone Studio Recital is tonight at 7 p.m. and is open and free to the public. The studio invites you to come and enjoy a variety of brilliant saxophone music performed by the students of ENMU's Sax Studio. The Department of Music boasts a highly active saxophone studio. Each academic semester contains a multitude of events, including performance tours, guest artists, masterclasses, studio recitals, and conferences. This performance is just one of many fun and exciting events held by the Saxophone Studio here on campus. So if you're looking for a night full of talented musicians playing some great tunes, be at Buchanan Hall located in the Music Building on campus tonight at 7.
Tonight from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the Cub lobby, there will be a playlist bingo, a fun twist on the classic game of chance that your grandma loves to play. Bust out your radio knowledge with a music-themed bingo game where snippets of music are played instead of numbers being called out. When you recognize the tune, mark off the artist on your playlist bingo card to dance your way into winnings. This event promises to be a night full of catchy tunes and fun for sure, so make sure you don't miss out. The Department of Agriculture, Food Science, and Kinesiology invites student, faculty, staff, and the local community to get together for the Turkey Trot 2025, a family fun walk and 5K. This event is meant to promote community wellness and, of course, ENMU spirit. The registration fee is $15 early and $20 the day of. However, ENMU students and children under the age of 18 can participate for free. Alternatively, you can bring a donation of $20 worth of non-perishable foods in place of the fee. All proceeds and donations from the Turkey Trot will directly support the ENMU Food Pantry and Resource Closet. The events start with check-ins and warm-ups at 8 a.m. outside of Ag Building, and the race starts at 9 a.m. This promises to be a fun and community-building event for all ages, so make sure you turn out.
Join Veteran Affairs on November 11th in the Cub Ballroom for Boots to Books. This event will have guest speaker Dr. Bob Schneider, where he shares his journey from military service to academic success. He will explain how resilience, education, and purpose help shape his career path after military service. The event will start at 12 p.m., but a complimentary meal will be provided at 11:30. Don't miss out on your chance to hear this inspirational talk. On Saturday, November 15th, Eastern will put on multiple showings of This Girl Laughs, This Girl Cries, and This Girl Does Nothing. Written by Finnegan Kruckmeyer and directed by Clara Cunjan, it tells the tale of three young sisters who are left in a forest by their woodcutter father and are forced to find their own way in the world. From this fairy tale beginning, three resolutions are made. One sister walks one way to find purpose, one to find adventure, and the third one stays right where she is to create a home. General admission is $10, but ENMU students get in free with their ID. For senior citizens, admission is $7, and active military tickets are $7. Season tickets are available for $28. To purchase your tickets, go to www.enmu.edu/theaterlive.
ENMU's Health and Wellness is hosting a Vented Out Night. If you have had a lot on your mind and are frustrated with anything right now, or just need a place to vent, this is the event for you. This open mic night promises to provide a calm, supportive environment that is judgment-free, where you can express your thoughts over some hot cocoa. If this sounds like something you'd like to participate in, it's on November 10th at the Multicultural Affairs Lounge in the Cub. This event runs from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., so if you're needing a chance to let it all out, stop by. For more information, contact Portalis Wellness Ambassadors at enmu.edu.
Coming back to the break, we'll have one last look at the weather.
So make sure you stay tuned.
You know, it seems like the fall weather these days is first it's warm, then it's cold again, then it's warm again.
Yeah, can we see how the weather's going to be like?
Yes, tonight in Portales, we're going to see a 38 with the low, and then clear skies, winds out of the east-southeast at 4 miles per hour. As we look into our 3-day forecast for Santa Rosa, we've seen today was a high of 69. Tomorrow's going to be windy with 77 as a high, and then Friday, sunny, 72 as a high. As we take a look at Roswell, you're going to see 79 was our high today. Thursday is going to be 81 with sunny conditions. Friday, 75 with sunny conditions. As we take a look here in Portales, we had a high of 83 today. Tomorrow's going to be 86 sunny. And then to start the weekend off, we're going to have 78 and sunny conditions.
Well, that's the news we have for you tonight.
Thanks for watching.
Watch a truck's payload of pears get turned into jam after its driver got jammed up at a live railroad crossing. Video released by ProRail in the Netherlands shows the truck make its way through the crossing, then pause and reverse before getting stuck as the safety arms close around it. The driver seems unsure of what to do then, as an approaching commuter train is bearing down, tries quickly to move, but it's too late. The speeding train slams into the cargo trailer, sending its payload of pears flying everywhere. A few minor injuries were reported, and ProRail took to social media to share video of the incident and the resulting cleanup operation to, quote, raise awareness and improve behavior. They also advised if you get stuck at the lowered impact pole, drive through it. From moving vehicle mayhem to parked car chaos, sheriff's deputies in Larimer County, Colorado had to think outside the box to help a bear stuck inside a small car. Barricaded, if you will. The owner said the bear had broken into the vehicle before getting stuck, and deputies responded and confirmed the surreal scenario.
Yogi's in there unhappy.
Oh, no.
Well, maybe he's claustrophobic. No? Fine. Armed with pepper balls just in case, the deputies hatched a plan to use a shockingly short string to pull open the door handle and free the trapped bear.
Come on, Yogi.
The plan worked, and off scampered the bear, no worse for wear. The car was another story. Talk about a grisly scene. Forget it, I give up. But just barely. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.